Hello and welcome to Galactic Goddess Podcast and TV. I'm your host, Radhaa Nilia, if you don't know me. And today I have a very special guest, Miss Selma Harrell. She is a starseed and a shamanic practitioner. Welcome, Selma.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here too.
Yes, I've known Selma for some time. She's a teacher as well, and she taught me Reiki, and she's been a friend and a mentor for quite some time, and she's also going to be the co-author on Awakening Starseeds, and I'm just so excited to have your voice in this book because it's very important.
Thanks. I think the whole book is exciting, just to have so many people with that are called to it, that are representing the people that are ready to make a difference on the planet that is ready to happen. Like this is a good timing now for all of us to come together and hold the space in the ways that we know and let that spread. So
Yes, I love that. And that's exactly the download that I got, is that it's time. It's time for people to start sharing their voices. It's time for the light workers, the healers, the visionaries, the artists, to step into their light. Because I feel like for so long, a lot of the people I just mentioned have been sort of staying in the background, not being at the forefront. It's really been a different archetype that's been in the spotlight. So, I believe that the new world is going to require new leadership and new voices that have not come forward yet. And so part of my mission here is to facilitate people's voices to come forward. And so that's how Awakening Starseeds came about.
Yeah. And I like the way you said that too, though, about the kind of staying in the background, because for me, it felt like I was charging my batteries for the time, that it was right for me. Other people are ready at different times. And yes, there are a lot of people that were in the background charging their batteries.
Yeah. And I feel like that time was really valuable because a lot of people have been working behind the scenes for a very long time. We met in a leadership training, many years ago. People have been really putting in the work, like doing the work, doing their own inner work, taking responsibility, finding out how we can heal ourselves, how we can help heal others, how we can keep improving. And we've been on that track. I know that many of us have just been going and going and going. And now it's time to start sharing our wisdom, our voices. It's part of the new world that we're creating. We've been preparing for this lifetime, I think, for eons of time. It's not just this lifetime. We've been preparing for this for so many lifetimes. And then, as we come in, we forget all of who we are and why we're here. So we're here to help each other remember, to activate that remembering.
Yes. And I'm now 67, and so I can really relate to what you're saying as far as, like, for my chapter ends up being about the journey, but I really couldn't see the full-on journey until naturally when I turned 60, it just seemed to just start coming and coming and coming. And so, yeah, it's been intense, and that's how we learn, and that's how we get our usually our greatest gift is the greatest trial that then we get to overcome or proceed, however you want to say it. And so, yeah, the journey ends up being trying and something to be victorious about. So
yeah, we are. I feel like we're set to a trajectory of victory. I don't see any way around it, and that's why it's time for us to come together. it's time for us who have been standing for the light on the earth to come, to the light on the earth to activate. And, we've been clearing ourselves, I think a lot of us clearing ourselves so we can be bigger and better conduits for the divine, and you do, the work you do, you're a healer, multifaceted healer and coach. And I would love for you just to share with people about you, the work you do.
Yeah. I'm just been, given a lot of guidance along the way. And so much so that I didn't even know that it was guidance for a very long time. Again, it was the looking back that showed that up. And so what I've done now is I put together a lot of the places that I've been led with, and it's an eclectic mix of energetics is what I call it. And it's because it's from all over the world that I've had my studies come together. And,
I love that.
Yeah, it's just given to me that way. So I, have to listen to that. And one of my gifts was given to me at my first Holy Communion. And I'm no longer Catholic. I stopped being Catholic around 17 by choice. But anyway, it was actually right afterwards that I received like this energy that was so strong coming from like my mom taking a picture, and there was this beam of light. I didn't see it. I felt it like going from my forehead to the statue of Mary. And later when I received another one, I completely forgot about it because I was a little girl. I was 8 years old. So I was in the moment. My mom showed me the picture and said, "Mira, mija." And so then when she showed me, I went, "Oh, it showed." I had no idea what that was. And I promptly forgot about it again. That's what little girls do. So then later when I had my training, that I was led to teach myself yoga when I was 21, and I would keep like leaving my body and doing all these things that I was given. And one of the ways that I sensed energy at that time felt very similar, and I got then that it was called Mother Divine. And so that's the energy that I carry in life, and and like who I am for so many people, including myself.
Yes, you do have that energy. I love that. Just being with you, you just have this loving, unconditional energy. That's amazing. I love that story. I got such chills when you were telling that to me. And I feel that way about Kuan Yin, like I always feel like I see her statue, and I just, every time I see her, I'm never not intrigued. And then I always feel like I'm getting like a transmission from her. And I feel like I carry that Kuan Yin, but Kuan Yin is an aspect of the mother of Mother Mary. She is that part of that lineage, but that's just so beautiful. And that's what it is. It's the beingness, and then carrying, activating the codes that are inside of us, that we all each have this code inside of us. We're encoded, but we have to find ways to activate it or allow it, because I think what happens in life is like we get so many different blockages that go on top of each other. So we will just want to clear that so we can be more open to just being what we came here to be.
Yeah. I love the way you said that too, because you're talking about clearing it, and you're not talking about it with a fear. And sometimes I notice that from people that maybe haven't experienced very much energy work, but they're teachers of a modality, and so they're doing it kind of by rote, and it's fine. They're getting the work done. However, I really love it when people have experienced it enough to really not instill fear, because it's not a fearful thing. It's really pleasurable.
It's joyful.
Yes. Yeah. And then I thought of that. I thought, well, that's probably the other incentive of like, of to be led to meditation and to prayer and to mantras, and because it feels amazing. It's like so replenishing. We're innate self-healers.
Yes.
It gets that job done, and it has me be able to keep myself healthy and my family healthy, and not rely on doctors. I love that part too. And doctors have their place. And, but I haven't needed them, and I don't plan to. I have a plan to live to 115 in health.
I love that. Oh my God. I just got a flashback thought I just wanted to share with our audience. Remember when my dog, little girl, her leg got shriveled? Remember, for whatever reason, I had adopted this dog, and she was manifesting these symptoms, and her leg basically shriveled up all the way into her body, and she was like using only three legs. And I said, Selma, because we lived close by to each other. Yeah. It was so great. Right off of Laurel Canyon and, Hollywood Studio City. And I was like, can you come over? And we started to do this practice where we were sending healing to little girl's leg every day or something like that for like 2 weeks, I think, right? Yeah. It was, and then I just kept asking you to please send some positive energy, and we were both working on her energetically, and her leg grew back. I mean, like, it was incredible, because I was like, oh no, like she's going to be a disabled dog, which I wouldn't mind, but I wouldn't want her to have to suffer if she doesn't need to. Exactly. So yeah, that was incredible. And I think my mom too, we were all putting our intentions, and I just wanted to talk about that, because the power of intention, the power of coming together in a unified field of desire to help, to heal, to create, that power is so amazing, and it really works. It's not a joke. It really, really. Exactly. I've seen the results. I know how powerful it is. And there's nothing like that in the world. And so with Awakening Starseeds, we're like that. We're a collective of beings who really foresee the world in a way that's positive, that we can contribute, that we can put our positive energy. And I wanted to ask you what your chapter might be about. Well, it's interesting at first, because you brought up intention. I have to say that I actually give an intention call. It's called Limitless Intentions, and it's on Wednesday evenings. And it's for us to come together and send intentions, not just to one another, but also to people in our lives. And we've had 10 calls and 10 Wednesdays in a row, and we've had a lot of miracles, just like what you're talking about. And it's not just for healers. Anyone can send intention. Anyone sends their miraculous gift that we all have. And it particularly, it was recommended to have 8 people, because half of us are do carry different modalities of healing as well that enhance that. So the original suggestion was 10 minutes. We hold it for like 3, and sometimes we have to stop because it's just like really intense. Ooh, I'm getting chills. It's really speaking exactly what you were saying too. It is a moment of unity, not just for us, but connecting to the unity of the world. Yeah. We are part of a morphogenic field. Like each one of us has our own morphogenic field, and then we're part of a collective. So I always think of us like, we're like cells in the body of the divine, and each one of us is a cell. So we want to be a healthy cell. We want to be a positive cell. When we do that, when we all become the healthiest version of ourselves, then the body of the divine awakens to its highest version too. You know what I mean? We're all, and I think that's what the awakening is about, is like, it's individual and it's collective. It's inside and it's outside. It's
Yes.
It's just beautiful. And that is amazing. So you guys, what Selma is really doing is creating these calls every week of intentions, and they come together, you know, to create healing for themselves, for each other, for the world. And I think anyone can do that, you know, anywhere. And I think we should start doing those kinds of things where we are actively co-creating our reality, being a participant, being active, and not just being just the victim, because we've all been through so much. And, you know, each one of us has endured many things and many tears, and yet we are still here. You know, we're still victorious. We still have the bright future ahead of us. And we can reshape that the way that it turns out, you know?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm willing for that call to grow. I just knew that I was called to do it. And so that's what I've been practicing, is really listening to the guidance now, not just like, okay, in a few years, I'll know what I was being told. So listening to the guidance now and having that call come and calling it limitless, because I even have people come when they can. I don't want to limit that either. I love being in the sense of timelessness, because to me that's access to the all. And it's the opposite training of like be on time and all of that. And I do have the areas where that has to be practiced, but I also like leaving the space open for, you know, for how the flow happens, and who is on the call are the ones that are meant to be on the call that week. And it fluctuates, and also we have new ones. But when people want to join newly, then they have a conversation with me too. So they can know what to expect and how.
That's amazing. I love this model. This is just, you should do trainings on that, because I think if people did this all over the world, wow, could you imagine all the sparks we create, the light.
Exactly. Wow.
So, I know. Wow. So tell me about your chapter. Do you think you might talk about that, or what do you think it might be about?
Yeah. Well, I think the chapter is going to have a lot to do, like I said earlier, with the journey and how it came along. But it's also going to include a lot of the magic that happened along the way. And because that ends up to be just such a reoccurring thing in my life constantly. And I'm a person that's willing to acknowledge miracles. And Einstein says, if you don't acknowledge the miracles, then it never happened.
Oh, I love him. I love Einstein. I've always had a crush on his soul. Is he my boyfriend? I want a boyfriend like that.
Exactly. Just order him right up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cosmic boyfriend.
Yeah, that's a great one. So so the magic sneaks in there, and that's what I invite people on the call to do as well. It's like through the rest of the week, you've got all this greatness that can happen from basking in this wonderful space, and carry it into your life and start paying attention. What are the miracles that you're causing?
Yes.
So so I've done that for so many years, and like in one of the classes that I did take that was self-development, and we were doing a project, and after the project was done and I was talking about it in the class, and it had to do with going to a little children's hospital where the children had cancer, and that was in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And even on the way there, my daughter was with me, and I had this direction thing, and we didn't have GPS there anyway, or back then. And so all of a sudden I think I'm going to be late, and I don't want to be in that case. And so then I just got this thing, and I said, I'm going this way, just like didn't want to follow the directions they gave me and everything. And so then I stopped, and the woman said, I started to tell you to come this way, but I thought it was going to it was going to be confusing. So then I got there right on time. And then I get there, and what we're going to do is make these little handmade dolls. But there's 17 children. I didn't know. I had enough stuff, and somehow it all got done. Even 2 little 2-year-olds. Now, I was a preschool teacher at that time. I would have never thought that any of those children would have completed a little doll, and we did.
Wow.
And, it was amazing. And then there was this point where we were making little elves with a little pointy cap, and we were sticking a little tuft of wool underneath. This little girl had been picked up, and her mom came, and they took her. And when we were doing the cap, I had a thought, she forgot her hair, which I thought was important because, they were already bald. And as soon as I said that, the little girl came back in and said, I forgot my hair. And so we put it in there, and it was just so sweet. Yeah.
It's so sweet. And it is a power of intention. And I think it's a power of intention, and also your heart, your high heart, because you have such a beautiful heart, so loving and generous, and there's an innocence about you. So I think, we have to have that heart to be able to also manifest, right? Because it's the intentions and the heart of innocence, of willingness. Even though we've been hurt, even though there's still a place inside each one of us that's so sacred, that's so innocent, and we have to find that spark inside of us. And that's what makes miracles, I think,
That's a really great way to put it, because for you to call it innocence is, for me, I get told, I'm not in reality enough, and that's exactly why, because
I'm too busy creating reality.
I'm too busy creating, and you got to have that innocence. I never called it innocence, but I know exactly what you mean. It's a very good word, and it's what has me, appear childlike a lot.
And it's beautiful, and but that's also that's why you can love so much. That's why you have the ability. So many people lose that, and they want to come back to that, because when you lose that spark, it feels like part of you dies, and and even though sometimes it may seem like it's not there, I can guarantee you that it is there for anyone listening. If you're listening, that you can find that spark of light again. And it doesn't just go away. Sometimes there's other stuff on top of it, and that's where energy clearing is, or shamanic healing really helps, because it helps to remove the debris, so you can access more of that's already inside of you. It's not like a healer is putting something new inside of you, although you can do downloads, but usually it's what's already inside of us. It's a gift, and and I think you inspire that in your clients and your friends and your community. You inspire that people to come back to miracles, magic.
Right. And I like it the way you're describing it for people's health as well. That, that we forget we have that capability. That is, for me, it's far easier to start to work on myself than to get in the car, go to the doctor, wait there, all the stuff that people do all the time, because that's what they know and that's what they think has to be. And I'm like, really? I think that'll make me sicker. Adding more stress on top of already stressed out. And so, those are different options.
It's true.
That's what imbalance and sickness is stress anyway. And of course, I have all these little remedies and things that I do at home. So, that's the thing about sharing that part with people, that we all have that. We all have those gifts. And for me, it's playful. And, and it can be that. It provides an ease in health that isn't apparent. Yeah,
I know you always seem like timeless to me. Like you're timeless. Like you're beautiful. You're timeless. You just have that essence and that energy, and it just comes out through you. And I think it's because of the practices that you have, the mindset that you have, and what you stand for too. You know, you've done amazing work. I know, because you've been in the leadership program and all of these amazing things. Like you're always open to exploring what else is there. You know, what other magic, what other miracles, what other possibilities. And I just connected with you on the phone earlier, and I was like, Selma, I can't believe all the things you're doing. Like you're like doing 10 amazing things. I'm like, wow, keeping up with Selma, I guess. I was like, you gotta let me know.
Yeah, well, that even is part of that flow of listening to the guidance. And as it's happening, it was like, yes, this is Radhaa. I was already, starting a book, but now I get to do this with Radhaa, and it's it's bigger somehow, right? And I haven't had any experience in that, so I get to learn that part of the world.
Yeah.
And then I get to do a storytelling about, that's going to be about my mom having passed in November 25th and spending 11 days with her while she was passing. So I won't go into that story now, but that'll be soon. And then I start thinking, wow, should I take acting classes or something? And then I'm like, well, if I am, how am I going to, come up with the money for that? And then I get told about this gathering that's happening that is free, and twice a month I can go to these. They're not really acting classes, but they're to empower you to tell your story, and I need all of it. I need all of it. It's all going to help. I don't know how to do it, so
I'm so inspired by you, Selma. I mean, it's amazing. And then on top of that, the pottery, because you do pottery, you do art, sculpted art, you're an artist. And oh my gosh, Selma, I know when I spend time with you, it's like timeless time. Like it's like we just go, timeless time. Magic just happens, miracles happen. It's so much fun, and I love being in that energy. So anyhow, I wanted to know, is the group open, like, do you want me to put your information for that group, or I could just put your information below for people to contact you?
I really only have the phone right now, and that's fine. I can give the phone number.
Perfect.
Okay.
Wonderful.
And okay, so it's 818-861-4757.
Perfect. I'll just drop it in the link below so people can contact you.
Okay. Yep.
But and then what do you hope to get out of being part of this Awakening Starseeds book? Like, what do you hope to experience that you hope to have?
Wow. I think it's the connections, and it's also the experience of not only being a part of something bigger than myself, but also the way that we get to support one another and in learning even what comes out of us being together, because then that becomes a creation itself. And like right now, we don't really know what that is. We can have our own intentions, each of us, and get that, and you have the collective one already, but we can also be open to something greater. Yes,
I love that. Oh my gosh, be open to something greater. That's my motto for today. And all days, and that's what I always say I tell Mike about this book. I'm like, this book is bigger than us, and I love that. I love that it's not. It's bigger than us. This is a gift we're giving to the world. Like, it's not. I've always wanted to be part of projects and create projects that are not just about me, but just bigger than me, things that you're going to leave behind, part of a legacy, and that people who are going through their awakening process can pick this book up and flip through any page and find a spark of light, find some hope, find a relatedness, because people are going to be sharing all kinds of stories in it. So
that's right.
To
Yes.
me, that's exciting.
Yeah, they're going to see themselves in it, you know, and maybe see their process or see their journey, or maybe just laugh, or, you know, whatever delight that they need. And also not just the people happen to pick it up, but those people that need it most are the ones that are going to be drawn to the book.
Yes, that's my intention, that this book will serve, you know, and that it will be a service and a gift to those who read it. So, well, thank you so much, Selma, for coming on and sharing your magic, your light, your beauty, and your loving mother energy with us.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you.
I was going to say also, though, that you're opening it up for other people to be a part of this still.
Yes, that's right. We are open to receiving more authors. So if you guys, any of you listeners or viewers, want to be part of this amazing project that we're really doing from our heart and soul, please connect with me and just let me know that Selma sent you, and we'll be happy to hop on a call.
Yeah, Radhaa has really gone out of her way to make it available for people to pay attention to your calling. If you're called to be in this book, then get with, you know, Radhaa and just go from there. And I promise you, it'll just open up a place for you to be listening to your guidance in a way that you haven't before.
Yeah, beautiful. You know, our intention is that we're going to put this book globally, and we've been connecting with people, like even in the Philippines, they're going to help us distribute over there. It's going to be worldwide. It's going to be on Amazon, Kindle, Barnes and Noble, anywhere online, and that's the intention. We're even going to do an Audible book. So
nice.
Everybody's listening to Audible, so we're going to join that crew so people can relax and listen to it while they're going on a walk or going to sleep. I love listening to Audible books, but yes, please reach out. We have time for you to join, and we're just really excited about the people that are coming forward. It's such a beautiful community, a Starseeds community that we're creating, and people are all over the world, you know, being part of this. So we'd love to hear from you. We love your voice. Just let us know that Selma sent you over, and we'll take great care of you. And thank you so much, Selma, for coming on and for saying yes and being part of this and standing for everything that you do. You're an amazing woman, and I love you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Much love. Mwah.